and nothing but shiny. As we live, double tap, hit the like button, everybody, as you come in, double tap. Perfect Timing Podcast with the blast and the dash on your ass real fast. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, everybody. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Come on in, man. Good morning. What is it? All we do is win Wednesday. All we do is win Wednesday. We got some good content today, man. All we do is win Wednesday. We got some more good content, man. Another good fire discussion to have. No, well, who is that, man? Relax and talk sports. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo. That's how we started off, man, with 2 likes, double tap, hit the like. That's what we do, man. Wipe your feet when you come into my house, man. Wipe your feet when you come into my house, man. That's how we do it, man. Started off, man, with a good double tap, man. Started off with a good double tap like Pete Hegseth did to the votes, man. Start off with a good double tap like Pete Hegseth did to the votes, man. Double tap, hit the like, share, and subscribe to your guy, man. How's everybody doing on this wild Trump winning Wednesday, man? That's all we do is win, man. All we do is win Wednesday, mega, magnificent all week long. We've been doing the quarter zips. We've been doing the quarter zips all week long. Quarter zip nation. Quarter zip trend going around the world. I love it, man. I love it. I bought them all. I got all the quarter zips. You know I'm super OG. Like something you know what I'm saying? It's not a trend for me, you know what I'm saying? I've been new about the quarter zips, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people had to run. Now, you know, H&M got the quarter zip for $39.99. I'm like, and it's on sale. On sale for $39. I'm like, man. But you know, to be honest, like I got like 3 or 4 polo Ralph Lauren quarter zips. This after I donated. I think I donated a couple because I had a whole Ralph Lauren. But I'm OG, you know how much we wore polo. But I had a whole Ralph Lauren collection. My father wore polo, rest in peace. But I kept 3. I kept 3 because the special colors in the vintage. And then these are the Bass company. I got 3 of these. But I had these before the trend. Right now, you can't buy them, man. When I bought my polo, some of them like $150 for the polo. So you see the young men, and they paying money for them polo quarter zips, you know. They paying a good $100 on the Christmas. That's a good Christmas gift. Get them a Ralph Lauren quarter zip. That's a good Christmas gift. But it's gonna cost you. You might be too late. You might be too late. You might be sold out, man. I remember I was working in San Jose at the Great Mall. You got the Great Mall in Milpitas in San Jose, man. And I was working out there, and I went to the Polo Factory store, man. And man, they had a lot of good selection, man. I remember the youngsters was getting the down vest, the flat ones though, not the bubble vest. Remember when we was kids, we wore the bubble goose. They was bubble goose. They was thick bubble. Now the new trend is the flat down vest. It's a bubble, but it's flat. It's not bubble goose. $100 on sale for this little $20 vest. $100 on sale, Ralph Lauren polo, black with a little red polo sign, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the youngsters in the quarter zip. I'm very proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I love the new look. I love the way people are treating you. I love the way that you now understand how it feels. How does it feel? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's one thing to put on a quarter zip and do a video, but it's another thing. What I'm excited about is young men actually, you know, because I'm conservative. This is a political channel, right? I speak to a lot of young black men, right? I hear a lot of victimized mentality amongst young black men, right? And they think there's only one perspective, right? But the beautiful thing about the quarter zip is not just how you feel when you wear the attire, but now you get to feel the fact that the perspective that you had, making yourself a victim, making everybody else to blame for your current station. Now you've gone on your own with no one else's help. You've gone on your own to change change your appearance, and thusly you are on a mechanism and a pathway to change your current station. Now you know what it's like to be treated differently. You feel differently. You always thought, because you had this victim, you had these racial lenses, that everyone treated you a certain way because of your skin color, but you never took time out to invest in yourself. The quarter zip trend is just young American men learning how to love themselves, invest in themselves, and allowing others to do the same thing. Because I can't love you if you don't love you. If you walking around with your hoodie on, your face covered with the ski mask, I don't know how to address you. I don't know how to love you. I don't know how you want to be dealt with. But you have a quarter zip. It's unzipped. It's open. You got your cough. You say good morning. You open the door. Now you are opening the world, the universe, your universe. You just open your universe. Think about the juxtaposition of what and how you bring in positivity or negativity into your universe. Think about what you just did. When you walked into this building yesterday, you had a hoodie on and a ski mask. What do they call it? They call it a shiesty. It had a Nike sign on it, right? It was made by Nike. You weren't trying to scare anybody. It was just a trend, right? You had a hoodie on and your Nike Tech ski mask, right? And people treated you a certain way. You felt like they were treating you that way because you were black. You victimized your own self. You understand when the old people say you bring this certain energy onto yourself? So yesterday you walked in the building with your poo shiesty on and a hoodie, and people treated you like a person with a hoodie on and a mask who they couldn't see. Today you walk in the same building, but you have on your quarter zip. You have a smile on your face. You have a beautiful iced coffee, and you open the door and you say good morning. And now people say good morning to you. Say hello, how you doing? Did you see the game last night? Never before in your life has anyone in this building spoke to you, said good morning. You thought it was because you're black, not because you had a mask covering your face and they didn't know who you were. They may have been scared and had apprehension to say good morning. Not because you had a hoodie and you were looking down, you looked depressed and looked upset, but you thought they never said good morning or hello because you were black. But now look what you've done. You've opened yourself up. And you now have opened your universe to have blessings and positivity come into your universe. What you need to understand is that it was never your skin color blocking your positivity, blocking the blessings coming into your life. It was your mentality. It was your ideology. And I promise you, young brother, it's not even the quarter zip. Once you realize it's not the quarter zip, the quarter zip was just a crutch. The quarter zip was a mechanism to get you to understand that you are in control of your reality. That's going to be a segue into the Democrat, into Donald Trump dancing. Did you see Donald Trump dancing? Can I get everybody with their Trump hands in the chat? Can I get Donald Trump last night? Did you see Donald Trump giving the speech in Pennsylvania? And Donald Trump, like always, off script. Can we get hashtag off script Donald Trump MAGA in the chat? What a wonderful winning Wednesday. Yeah, I got the clips. I got the clips. Donald Trump dancing, Democrats crying, inflation hoax, Russia hoax, Hunter Biden laptop gate. Oh man, I got $1 billion schemes in Minneapolis. Oh, Mrs. Perfect Timing. Hashtag off script. You see how Mrs. Perfect Timing look in the chat? You know how you get to look like that? Look at this special emojis. You know what, Mrs. Perfect Timing? I've never seen that emoji anywhere else. I've never seen the Donald Trump happy face emoji anywhere else. So it's Win Wednesday. Everybody, if you want access to that Donald Trump happy face emoji, you got to join, baby. Membership has its privileges. Join the channel. So like, share, subscribe. Become a member. When you subscribe, you're going to get a plus sign. Hit the plus sign. We got a Christmas special right now. Join the channel. Get access to special Donald Trump emojis. I got a couple of them. Miss Perfect Time to show them the emoji. I got a couple of emojis you get access to, unique to this channel, customized for membership. Membership has its benefits, man. L Trump, G20 South Africa, we rock. Well, you know what? You know what? I am very happy for everybody to come in. Let's have true for any color, friendly expression. That's true for the quarter zip. True for any color. No, I said it's not about your color. Look at them special emojis I designed especially for my members. Get access to these special emojis when you join the channel. It's a friendly gesture. I mean, that's a perfect segue. You know, we're talking about the Democrats, we're talking about the Republicans, we're talking about exposing the hoax. You know, inflation is not actually up. They said that the tariffs would make inflation skyrocket, but what's the truth? Gas is down. How much did you pay for gas? This is how we're going to do the judge today. How much did you pay for gas today versus how much did you pay for gas last year at this time? It's extremely relevant. We won't be able to do this next year because last year it was a different administration, right? So when we talk about inflation, like real down to earth kitchen table politics, how much did you pay for gas last year versus this year at the same time? How much did you pay for a dozen eggs last year versus this year at the same time? That is why we are confident over here in MAGA country, in conservative land, and Trump terrific. I said terrific. Hashtag terrific in the chat. No one else has used these terms. What did I say to you yesterday? Didn't I say $12 billion to the farmers? And then I showed you a beautiful white woman. She was a rice farmer. Another beautiful white man. He was a corn farmer, soybean farmer. And he said, thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump, because this money that you collected from the tariffs is going to help us be able to farm for another year. $12 billion. But what did I say? I said, if you know any farmers, go ahead, red card Trump the bomb. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, man. Go so I'm gonna get you up out of here because I don't know what the hell you talking about. I don't know what the hell. Let's get him up out of here. Let's get him up out of here, man. They don't want to participate and have fun, man. What we're talking about this morning is the inflation hoax. You understand what I'm saying? How much did you pay for gas? Let me know the state. Let me know your state right now. Let me know your state and how much gas is. Right now, the national average for gas. You see my thumbnail. You see the title. We're talking about the inflation hoax. Democrats try to use fear tactics all over again. And I'm just going to ask a real question. How much did you pay for gas? What state are you in? And how much? Thank God for Emperor Trump. Get your bitch ass up out of here, too. How much did you pay for gas and what state was it in? The average national gas prices right now is $3 a gallon. Isn't it funny? California, we paid $3.89 last fill up. LOL. That's not how tariffs work. You're hilarious. Well, you're obviously an idiot. So I'm going to give this idiot an opportunity to prove that they're not an idiot. Tell me how tariffs work, idiot, because you're the first. This is the first time I've seen your idiot face in my chat. But we've actually listened to the Fed chair. I played live here. The Fed chair address the propaganda because there's so much propaganda out there claiming to know what a tariff is. So the Fed chair actually had to come out and do a speech. To be honest, he gave 2 speeches on explaining what tariffs truly are. And number one, you know what a tariff, Tennessee 249, a tariff is not a tax. Right? The tariff is, and then I explained the MAGA dollar and how you vote with your dollar. Do you understand, idiot, that you vote with your dollar? Do you understand? Let me give an example of how MAGA and conservatives voted with their dollar. Who remembers most recently Cracker Barrel going woke with their labeling, right? Cracker Barrel went woke with their labeling, and then the conservative MAGA Republicans said, we're not going to eat and shop at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel lost $100 million. Do you understand how the dollar works? Do you understand how you vote with your dollar? Let's say Cracker Barrel 265 in New Mexico. The national average is $3. Let's say Cracker Barrel lost hundreds of millions of dollars because the MAGA dollar is strong, right? Let's say Cracker Barrel made an announcement and said, I'm going to raise my prices because of Donald Trump tariffs. Guess what would happen to Cracker Barrel? They would go out of business because the same Republicans that made Cracker Barrel put that cracker right next back to the barrel is the same Republicans that would say, I'm not shopping at Cracker Barrel. Let's go down to Bud Light so you can understand tariffs are a cost incurred incurred by the company. It has nothing to do with the consumer. Tariffs have always existed. Tariffs are a part of trade. Tariffs are not unique to the United States. Tariffs are not unique to Donald Trump. But idiots don't know that. That's why we danced last night. That's why Donald Trump was dancing in Pennsylvania, because the economics belong to the Republicans, because the Republicans are the only one with any intelligence. That's why we dancing. That's why we dancing, because we got the economics, we got the facts, we got the intelligence. See, the dumb Dems want you to believe that Donald Trump created a tariff like it's brand new. No, every country has a tariff. Did you know that? This is called trade. Do you know what trade is? Do you know what the global economy really is based on and how it works? No, you're a dumb Dem. That's why we call them the dumb Dems, because their light is so dim. Their light is so, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to educate you, baby. I'm here to give you education on what a tariff truly is. A tariff is to protect the trade and the trade of the current country. Remember I told you about Harley Davidson? Remember I told you about Harley Davidson and how countries use tariffs to protect their property, So Harley Davidson, number one motorcycle producer, right? Harley Davidson, number one motorcycle producer, right? They want to sell motorcycles in India. Everybody know India has billions of people, right? A lot of countries are not producing like India, but India is having babies. They growing billions and billions of people. So many people in the metropolises that they don't have room for big cars. Here in America, we drive big SUVs, right? Because we got so much sprawling space. India, billions of people on top. Mumbai, they drive scooters. They drive motorcycles. Why do they drive scooters and motorcycles? Because there's so many people. Have you ever seen a train over there when they got people on top of the train? Billions of people in India. So they drive motorcycles because of the space, right? Harley Davidson understands this is a motorcycle market, billions of people. Harley Davidson can make a lot of money in India where there's billions of people who are buying motorcycles. I can't make billions of motorcycles. I can make a lot of motorcycles. Damn, I can sell a lot of motorcycles in India. There's billions of people and billions of people being born. Guess what the Indian government said to the American company Harley Davidson? They said 200% tariffs. Hello, somebody put 200, 200. Somebody put 200% tariffs. India said to Harley Davidson, if you want to sell a motorcycle here that you built in America, we're going to charge you a 200% tariffs to ship it into India. India is my country. We already make motorcycles here. If you bring the Harley Davidson here, you might put current Indian producers of motorcycles out of business, because we don't make hogs. We don't make choppers, right? We don't make Harleys. We don't make hogs. We don't make choppers, right? So if Harley Davidson comes into the Indian motorcycle market, it's going to disrupt the market. How do we keep them out? 200% tariffs. So Harley Davidson could not afford to sell motorcycles in India. And guess what happened? The motorcycle companies in India were protected. We're protected from American motorcycle companies that could have ruined their market. So what did India do to get around what did Harley Davidson do to get around India's 200% tariffs? Well, they did the same thing Toyota is doing right now. I announced Toyota is building 5 automotive plants across 5 states. Did you know that? Did you know Japan is investing $700 billion? I reported on it several times. I told you about the brand new Japanese prime minister. I told you about the immigration being halted in Japan. Islamic immigration being halted in Japan because of what Trump said on Politico the other day. Remember what Trump said on Politico the other day about Austria and Sweden? See, white women are being harassed in traditional European countries like Switzerland, Sweden, Austria. White women are being harassed at the bus stop for their dress. Remember we played the video from Bill Maher asking that beautiful white woman with that short dress showing all of that leg? He said, what Muslim country would you be able to wear that dress? And she would refuse to answer. And I said, fuck a Muslim country. What European country would she be able to wear that dress? Because of mass Muslim immigration into European countries. They talk about Brexit, but they don't talk about the effects of Brexit. So white women, Austrian women in Austria get harassed by Muslim immigrants about 3/4 of cost, about wearing a hijab, about covering their face. That is what we're talking about when we talk about Muslim extremists and cultural changes and differences. When Donald Trump brings up what has happened in Europe, that's why the Japanese new prime minister said, I am stopping all Islamic immigration into Japan because the Islams come here with their culture and ideology. They don't want to blend into Japanese culture. They don't want to blend into Switzerland culture. They don't want to blend into Austrian culture. They want to come to Japan, Switzerland, and take over the fucking culture. They want to come to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and tell a white woman in the mall when she's at work about her dress code because he's a Muslim. He thinks he's in power. He's not even an American citizen. He's a criminal who stole millions of dollars during COVID, living in Minneapolis. Somalis. Why the Somalians in Minneapolis haven't become citizens? They just want to be here as with a passport, but then they steal all this money, but now they're harassing white American women about their clothing. The same thing that's happening in Europe, the same thing that's happening in Japan. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? I don't think you do. But let's get back to India. Let's get back to India. So what did Harley Davidson do to get around India's 200% tariffs? Harley Davidson built brand new motorcycle plant in India. Do you understand what happened? Toyota is going to be forced to build automotive plants in America because Toyota understands it's going to be too expensive to build the car in Japan and ship it to America because America is no longer letting us ship in all of our cheap goods for free. That is what we've been doing for over 50 years under Bill Clinton, Democrats, and NAFTA. We allow China, we allow Korea, we allow Japan to ship in their cheap goods into America and out-compete American companies. Can we have a real talk this morning? They get to ship in their cheap goods at no cost, and then they can beat American prices. And that's why we don't have a JCPenney. That's why we don't have a fucking Sears, a Montgomery Ward, an Emporium Capwell. That's why we don't have any fucking infrastructure, because the Japanese can always give a cheaper price. And a fucking American no longer loves America. And what you do, you buy Japanese, you buy Chinese, because you think they ice is colder. You don't buy American. Just be honest. Just be honest. You don't buy American. This Black Friday, where did you go get your TV from? Did you go to Walmart? You don't buy American. Just be honest. You want to talk shit about Republicans. You want to talk shit about Trump. You honestly don't understand tariffs. You honestly don't understand America, what NAFTA did to the minimum wage being stagnant for over 20 fucking years. The minimum wage right now, we got robots, we got rockets, we got aliens. They don't even call them UFOs anymore. They call them UAPs. But the minimum wage is still $7 fucking an hour. I want to have a real talk this morning. Let's get this shit out. Let's get it out, bro. We got aliens. We got fucking aliens, UAPs. Do you understand what I'm fucking saying? We got conflict. We're giving billions to Argentina, billions to the Ukraine. Our minimum wage, you guys, is $7. While you want to be mad at Trump, learn something about the fucking economics of your country. Learn something about your quality of life. How much money will you be making in the next 10 fucking years? When will the fucking minimum wage catch up? Can we afford it? Why is that not the discussion? Why is the discussion not when will the minimum wage catch up to actually the cost of living? And when can we expect it? When can we expect that to happen to our fucking politicians? No. Let's not have a real talk. Let's troll the black guy with the tight eyes. Let's not have a real talk. Let's pretend we know what the fuck we talking about. Let's pretend we know what the fuck we're talking about while your children can't afford shit. You know why? Because Walmart pays $7, bro. What can they pay? They can't pay rent. They can't buy a car. They can't buy anything in this economy for $7, bro. You can't buy anything in this economy for $7, bro. Gaslight my ass. Get your bitch ass up out of here, huh? Why do the Democrat troll bitches never have facts? All I've done is give out numbers, dates, statistics, and you fuck faces only have comments. Give me a fucking number. Give me a fucking number. Let me know you know one fucking thing about this conversation. Huh? Let me know you know one thing about this conversation. Give me one number. Huh? Give me one number. Huh? Nicholson said he gave facts. What? Give it again, clown. Give it again, clown. Until then, you're out of here. Until then, you're out of here. I gave facts. You didn't give nothing. I'm giving the facts, Jack. That's why you here. I'm giving the facts, Jack. And all y'all know how to do is clown. Can't even listen. It's called being attentive. It's called active listening, huh? It's called active listening. That's what it's called. Let's get the trolls up out of here. They don't want to participate. Let's get the trolls up out of here. They don't want to participate. It's a lot of people that want to listen. It's a lot of people. Late night television helped Trump get elected. Come on, man. What are you talking about, man? The Trump is in the White House. The Republicans have the Congress and the Senate. Do you know the congressional math? Y'all don't know the congressional math. Do you know the congressional math? It's 219 to 213. We have the majority, brothers. We have the majority. What are you talking about, huh? What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. Huh? Everybody got something smart to say. Everybody got, I just want to see one person. If you can't tell me nothing about the topic, just tell me how much you pay for gas. Huh? Just tell me how much you pay for gas. If you don't know who the Fed chair is, if you don't know the date that we started collecting tariffs, if you don't understand tariffs and the trade deficit, just tell me how much you pay for gas. If you can't tell me anything about the debate, just tell me how much you pay for gas, right? Because opinions are like assholes and you can keep your opinion to yourself. Just tell me how much you pay for gas. Tell me the state you're from. Tell me how much you pay for gas, because you don't have any facts on the topic. $3.69 a gallon, too much. How much did you pay for gas this time last year, right? Because I paid $3.89 in California. What state is $3.69? What state was $3.69 a gallon? Right? Tell me what state, how much you paid. I paid $3.89 in California. The average national average is $3 a gallon, and it's $2.75 in over 20 states. $2.69, still almost $4 a gallon in Oregon. The Pacific got some high gas prices, and California got the highest because we got a unique gas blend that only exists in California. New Orleans, tariffs, just a fancy word for tax. Get your bitch ass up out of here. All the shit I just said, and your bitch ass come in here, just say something. Just you know what is true though? You know what is true though? The American public has a reckoning. 239 in Texas. 239 in Texas. How much did you pay last year at this time? That, you know, that's a give. You know, that's like a rebate, right? 239 is like a rebate. That's damn near half of what I pay. Just and my gas is down 40%. Under Biden, gas was $6-7 a gallon in California. At the highest, it got up to $8 a gallon in California. I heard Florida got up that high too. So if your gas is $2.75 or lower, you're paying half what Californians are paying right now today. In Oregon, almost $4 a gallon. Do you know that's like a rebate every time you fill up at the pump? Right now, today, while we're going to talk about inflation, we're talking about the Democratic inflation hoax. That's a rebate every time you fill up at the pump. Grocery prices are down. How much did you pay for eggs versus how much you pay for eggs last year at this time? How much did you pay for milk versus how much you paid for milk last year at this time? We are intelligent Americans. We cannot let the Democratic propaganda and media program our thought pattern and our speech, right? I understand groceries are expensive. I buy groceries too. The gas is expensive. I'm paying $4. Some people paying $2.75. That is not how we judge whether or not inflation is a hoax, whether or not tariffs have actually caused inflation. What we do is we compare. We do a cost comparison. How much did you pay for gas this year at this time versus last year at this time? How much did you pay for eggs this year versus last year at this time? Do you understand how to conduct a cost comparison? I already know the answer. I am walking you. I am holding your hand because I know you Democrats need your ass wiped. I am walking you to logic, huh? Because I know you don't think with your brain. I am walking you to logic, and I am teaching you how to do a cost comparison so you can blow up the hoax that you have swallowed from the socialist left liberal media. You won't be able to do it anymore, huh? You won't be able to do it no more. The soup won't taste the same. It won't taste the same anymore. As you listen to that liberal democratic gruel, as you eat the gruel, it used to taste so sweet. It used to be warm. Now it's getting cold and moldy. Well, wait a minute. Gas is cheaper now as you continue to eat the democratic gruel. Wait a minute. Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million as you continue to eat the gruel. Wait a minute. Nancy Pelosi is worth $400 million as you continue to eat the cold, moldy, democratic, garbly goop they keep feeding you. Wait a minute. Shifty Schiff is a millionaire too. Gavin Newsom is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Keep on eating that democratic gobbly goop. Eat it up. Well, while you're eating it, ask yourself, how much did you pay for gas this year versus last year at this time? Ask yourself, how much did you pay for eggs this year versus last year at this time? Tell me, how does it taste? How does it taste now? Huh? How does it taste now? Because it don't have to be today. See, you don't have to get the awakening right now. See, you gonna have, see, I'm so charismatic. I'm so memorable. I'm so entertaining and attractive that what will happen is you will be at a grocery store and you will remember that handsome black guy who said, do a cost comparison, and you will look at the groceries and you will think about how much you paid last year and you will get pissed. You won't agree with me. You still won't like me, but that goddamn Democratic telling you is gonna get cold. Every day I go live, I give you facts. All I'm doing is blowing out your motherfucking candles. Trump news, Trump news, Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. Stewart said 525 compared to 350 last year. Are you smoking crack? No one has $5 gas. No one has $5 gas. Huh? 210 in Oklahoma. I mean, this is the problem. You're going to get ripped off no matter what. The gas is $3 national average. But see, you don't know this. You're filled with racism and hate. You see a black man and you see a white man in a white office, and all you want to do is be angry. American people are so angry. You know what I learned as a child? Anger is akin to stupidity. Do you understand? I remember I had special classes. I had great teachers who fostered my education, and they always reminded me, perfect, anger is akin to stupidity. It's a blockage. When you are angry, yes, gas is at a 5-year low. Trump is the GOAT. You can't make it up. I mean, they think it's funny to lie about the gas prices, but it's Christmas. It's Christmas. Parents are buying food. Real people are buying Christmas presents. We know what the gas is down. I bought eggs and milk. Everybody went to Thanksgiving. We all seen the prices are down. Black Friday had $11.8 billion record sales online. Do you guys remember the last few Black Fridays have been quiet? Under the Biden administration, can anybody remember the last Black Friday? There were no lines. There were no lines. There were nobody rushing. They had inventory left over. Do you guys remember? See, the Democrats have short-term memory. I remember because I'm a dad. I buy video games. I buy Christmas presents. And I remember people like me, Gen Xers walking around because 45-year-old, what do? We always talk about what we see. That's obvious. Wow, there's nobody in the mall. You're going to see an OG in the mall last Black Friday. This for Black Friday, I couldn't find a park. I couldn't find any parking this Black Friday. The mall was packed. Just a couple weeks ago, everybody in the mall spending money despite Donald Trump tariffs. Can you explain that? Last year, even though tariffs were 0 to none, the mall was empty. We had closing department stores. You know what I'm saying? And where I live, Arden Mall, major department stores, Sears closed. There's no more Sears. Did Sears close where you were? There's no more Sears. There's no more Montgomery Wards. There's no more Emporium Capwell. There are no more Denny's in Oakland. And that's not because of inflation. That's because of Democratic policies and people like to steal. And Gavin Newsom made it legal to steal in California. But there's no more Denny's in Oakland. Who remembers all of those reports of all of the stores leaving San Francisco during the last administration? The tariffs were low, but San Francisco lost everything. Does anybody remember San Francisco was beautiful? You would go to San Francisco to shop. Who knows about Ghirardelli Square? Who knows about Post Street in San Francisco? All of those stores are gone. They're gone. They didn't leave in 10 months. Donald Trump's only been president 10 months. They left during that 4-year period. With Sleepy Joe, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Somebody said we got one Denny's in New Orleans. We got one Denny's. There are no more Toys R Us. I miss Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up, because if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More toys. Oh, boy. I don't want to grow up, because if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. Who remembers Jeffrey the Giraffe? Who remembers, I can't take my kids to Toys R Us. I can't take my kids. We grew up with Toys R Us. Toys R Us is gone. Toys R Us is gone. Sears is gone. Emporium Capwell gone. Montgomery Ward's gone. Gone with the wind, never gonna come back. All of it left under Biden. This is just the truth. Now, tariffs, the mall was packed. The mall was packed. The mall was packed. We broke records this year, 2025, under Donald Trump tariffs. Who knows what date the tariffs went into effect? Because it's relevant. It's relevant to this conversation. We're talking about the Democratic hoax. We're talking about the Democratic hoax. Which one? You pick one. Russia, Hunter Biden, Iran. Pick a Democratic hoax. Pick one. Collusion. Pick one. Pick one. We talk about the Democratic inflation hoax. And gasoline being $2 a month. Let's get into this shit, man. Let's get into this shit, man. Yesterday, we've been talking about Minneapolis, right? We've been talking about Minneapolis and all of the billions of dollars as we talk about inflation. Let's talk about fraud. How do we get to inflation? Bro, and it only been 1 year. Thank you. How do we get to inflation? Why are food stamps being cut? No one ever talks about the why and the how. Well, let's talk about billion-dollar fraud ring by people who are not even American citizens during one of the worst times in America. And they stole from children. They stole from sick, autistic kids. Did you know that about the Somalians in Minneapolis? Did you know why ICE is in Minnesota? Tim Waltz, Minnesota. Omar, Minnesota. Did you know why ICE is in Minnesota? I've been telling my audience why ICE is in Minnesota. ICE is in Minnesota because the Somalians stole $1 billion during COVID. $1 billion fraud. I wish I was making it up. Google it for me. Somebody in the chat hates me. Can you Google my facts? You know what I never see? To everybody who loves me, like, share, and subscribe. I need everybody. She married her brother. She was married 4 times. Vince, she was married 4 times. She's married to a white man and they're worth $30 million. Vince, did you know her and her white husband is worth $30 million and they got that money in less than 3 years? they have a 46,000% increase in wealth. How do you make $30 million in 3 years? Well, maybe you're friends with billion-dollar fraudsters, huh? Maybe you're Somalian and the Somalian constituents stole $1 billion from American children. I don't know. She was married to her brother, but when she got elected, she was married. Then she got remarried. Then she married the white boy. So there was 2 Somalian husbands, and then the white boy she married to now. Now, the white boy she married to now did not have a job. He never had a job. He doesn't make money. He's not rich, but they claim he made these magical investments, and now Omar's worth $30 million. Why are all these Democrats multimillionaires? Why are all the Democrats, Jasmine Crockett, we exposed Jasmine Crockett yesterday. Jasmine Crockett, education cost $1 million. Jasmine Crockett grew up in a millionaire mansion. Jasmine Crockett went to Rhodes College. Just to put it in perspective, there's nobody in this chat who went to Rhodes. There's nobody who knows anybody who went to Rhodes College. Jasmine Crockett is a Rhodes scholar. Do you know what that means? She's a multi-millionaire from an elite background. These people, how did Ilhan Omar amass $30 million in 3 months? How did Nancy Pelosi make $400 million over her tenure as Congresswoman? Nancy Pelosi was worth $1 million, and that was including her home when she got elected in 1988. Just for a sidebar, Jasmine Crockett wants to be a Democrat senator from Texas. Texas hasn't elected a Democrat to the Senate in over 36 years, back to 1988 when Nancy Pelosi got elected. So Jasmine Crockett is just wasting money. We got to figure out why she's running, because she's not going to win. So we are in Minnesota because Minnesotans stole $1 billion. They just happen to be Somalians. They just happen to be non-Americans. And they just fucked up because Trump is the president. See, I think they thought Biden would be president. They thought Kamala would win and they would get away with it. Can anybody just think about what if Kamala won and we never had Doge and we never found out about all of the fraud? What if Kamala won and we never had Doge and immigrants kept getting $10,000 a month in food stamps? Hold on. Let me show something. Let me show something. Because y'all think I'm playing. I said, what if Kamala won and we never had Doge and things like this continue to happen? This is a video of a cashier. Did you guys see this viral video? This cashier was at work at 2 o'clock in the morning when some people who came in who didn't speak English used DBT card. She kept the receipt. Guess how much they have as a balance on their food stamp receipt? She's at work 2 in the morning. She can't afford food stamps. She can't afford food stamps, right? She can't. Listen to this.
Okay. I got something to say. Okay? I'm at work. It's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning and I'm at fucking work. Okay? These bitches come in, don't speak English. Okay? Oh, and all of a sudden they're white racists behind the counter. Okay? This is what the fuck they ring up. Look at this. Nothing but fucking junk food. Nothing but fucking junk food. Look how long this bitch is. Look how fucking long it is. And guess how much the remaining balance is? Guess how much these 2 racist fucking pieces of shit that is coming to my fucking country, and you're making fun of me because I'm standing at a fucking job at 2 in the fucking morning? Well, guess what? I got another job to go to when I get off of this one at 6 until about 3 in the afternoon, and then I got to get some sleep, and then I got to turn around and do it all over again by 11 o'clock. So you motherfuckers that come into this fucking country and treat us like shit, I hope they bounce you out of this country so fucking fast that your fucking sombreros are left behind. Guess how much these bitches get? Guess how fucking much? Let me fucking tell you. 3,247 motherfucking tax dollar fucking money. And then insult me. Oh, look at the I'm talking Spanish, looking at me, laughing. Oh, the nasty white bitch. Yeah, I said, oh, get out of my motherfucking country. Get out, you worthless motherfuckers. Get the fuck out.
Ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, baby. Just go back home. Everybody in the chat, ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, baby. Just go back home. Come on, everybody in the chat, ice, baby. Too cold, it's like ice, baby. Just go back home. $3,000 in food stamps. Everybody thinks we're lying. Remember the $10,000 in food stamps? $3,000 in food stamps. Somalians stole $1 billion. Somalians stole $1 billion. $3,000 balance in food stamps. And she's at work. And they calling her an ugly, nasty white woman. How you feel about that, America? How you feel about somebody that looks like your mother? Someone that looks like your grandmother, huh? Being called nasty because she's white and she don't got no teeth. Maybe because her job don't have fucking dental and she don't got free fucking health care, right? Right? She don't have free health care. She can't get her teeth fixed, so you're going to make fun of her with your $3,000 EBT card. Did you hear it? $3,000 EBT card, huh? A cashier confronts customer over EBT use in late night clash. The customer allegedly mocked her for working multiple jobs and called her a white racist when she asked them to speak English. Don't ask them to speak English because then they might try to stab you. Prompting her to yell about their junk food purchase funded by taxpayer dollars and wish them deported swiftly. Federal rules bar undocumented immigrants from SNAP benefits beyond EBT cards, though 2025 laws tighten access for some legal immigrants and refugees. The video exposes raw tension over immigration, welfare aid, and the struggles of low-wage workers. How you feel about that, America? How do you feel about that, America? Huh? She can't get food stamps. There's a white woman in America. She don't qualify for food stamps. Huh? She don't qualify for food stamps. A white woman in America working hard. She don't qualify for food stamps. She got to work 2 jobs and then get made fun of. Get made fun of while she at work. Let's watch part 2. Y'all want to see part 2? And I don't care if y'all don't like my song. I love my song. It's called Ice Baby. And I support ICE. You should support ICE. You should support ICE because your entitlements are being cut. And you want to know why entitlements are being cut? It's because Biden gave away billions to people who are not even citizens, and people who look like me and you don't even qualify. We don't even qualify. Let's look at part 2 so we can get more context.
It's starting now, right? You guys are going to call my fucking job telling them that I'm bitching about people that use food stamps on the internet? No, bitch. I'm only bitching about the worthless motherfuckers that are in this country taking advantage of our nice nature. That's what the fuck I'm mad about. Nobody in America can get fucking food stamps unless they're here illegally. People are telling me that they get like $10, $20. A 97-year-old woman told me she gets $12.95 fucking cents in food stamps. Is that fucking fair? Is that fucking fair? And then the bitches that came in here with their $3,247 fucking food stamp card got in a brand new Cadillac Escalade. They need food stamps? 3,000? You're driving a Cadillac Escalade? So I don't give a fuck. Keep calling. Because you know something? I'm what's called an adult. And I don't give a fuck about this job that pays minimum wage. Gee, where would I find another minimum wage job, dead-end minimum wage job? Gee, I don't know. I am very employable. I've been working since I was 13 years old. You motherfuckers can't even know how to turn on a fucking light without a fucking app. Okay? Keep calling. I don't give a fuck. Keep calling. Try to get me fired. I don't give a fuck. Don't care. You bleeding heart motherfucking liberals, you purple-haired fucking protesters, you can kiss my motherfucking ass. Okay? But all you fucking immigrants that are sucking our system dry,
You breathing heart liberals, you purple-haired protesters. Somebody put that in the chat. I love her. I am in love. I will marry you today. She said you breathing heart liberals, you purple-haired protesters. Put it in the chat. Double tap. That's the #1 podcast on YouTube. You're watching the #1 podcast on YouTube. You purple-haired You couldn't believe. Oh my God. We're getting started, man. We're getting started. See, I got to talk about the ICE raids. I want to talk about the ICE raids. We're going to talk about the ICE raids. But I wanted to lay a foundation. See, I need to lay a foundation as we go into the ICE raids and we look at the protests and we look at federal employees doing their federally mandated job, but some liberals, purple-haired protesters trying to stop federal agents from doing their federal mandated job. Let's get into ICE. Let's get into ICE. Let's get into ICE. Let's go. ICE raids target criminals in Minnesota, Somalia neighborhoods. The operations, which started earlier this month, focus on individuals tied to crimes. Listen to this. Listen to this. We just talked about $3,000 food stamps. Listen to this. The operations, which started earlier this month, focus on individuals tied to crimes like Feeding Our Future scandal, where Somalian American-led nonprofits allegedly stole up to $1 billion from children nutrition funds during COVID. I'm going to read that again because it's so powerful. It is such a powerful headline. I'm going to drive it home because some people are upset about me reporting on ICE. I need to drive home these facts because I don't see facts. Let me drive home these facts. ICE raids target criminals. Did you understand? ICE, everywhere we've gone, LA, Portland, we've been after criminal immigrants. We're not just arresting people. They show videos like ICE is just trying to be racist. No, everywhere ICE has been deployed, they are arresting criminals. Why? To stop cartels, to stop drugs, to stop violence, and to better the lives of American citizens. ICE raids target criminals in Minnesota, Somali neighborhoods. The operations, which started earlier this month, focus on individuals tied to crimes like Feeding Our Future scandal, look it up, where Somali American-led nonprofits allegedly stole up to $1 billion from children in the children nutrition funds during COVID. That last part is so powerful. They stole $1 billion from a child nutrition fund during COVID. Number one, who allocated the funds? The Democrats, Biden. He was the one allocating all these billions during COVID, throwing good money after bad, so much money that people could steal it. $1 billion from a child nutrition fund during COVID. What type of people steal from kids? What type of people steal during COVID? These are the facts. I'm not making any of this up. Dozens face charges for wire fraud and money laundering. Some of the people convicted are connected to Congresswoman Omar Ohana. Her victory party was held at a safari club, the owner of which has been convicted for $5 million in stolen children meals. Her campaign manager has been convicted of $3 million of stolen children meals and therapy for autistic children. Federal officials stress the raids prioritize public safety. Didn't I just say why we're doing this? This is why we're doing this. Stress public safety, threats, and follow warrants. A lot of these people have been told to leave the country. They have deportation orders because they've been arrested multiple times. A lot of these people, it's not their first time being arrested. They actually got arrested before, had a court date, and were told to leave and never left. Most of the people Trump is focusing first is people who have criminal records, who have been told to leave and have refused to leave the country. Even as local leaders like State Senator Zainab Mohammed called them authoritarian in incidents involving U.S. citizens, heightened community tensions. Let's go to some videos. Let's go to some videos to show you what's going on as we get into the Democrat inflation hoax. This is what is going on in Minnesota. It makes absolutely no sense, but it has to happen. So it has to happen. It has to happen. This is what's going on in Minnesota, and it has to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Let's pay attention, stay on topic. Pay attention, stay on topic. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the drug boats last week.
You will be accountable for your actions. You will be held accountable for your actions.
This is ICE in Minnesota. This is ICE in Minnesota arresting Somali criminals. But every time we see ICE trying to do their job, we see these white liberals and Mexican flags. We are in Minnesota to arrest Somali built.
Do not attack the agent! I'm trying to help! Okay?
608. Any more left back there?
Do you see they trying to attack the ICE agents? And one Latino lady is saying, don't attack the agents. I didn't know it was this many Mexicans in Minnesota. And do they know that we in Minnesota to help them and keep people from stealing from their children? Let's look at ICE agents under attack by Latino Americans in Minneapolis when we there to arrest Somalians.
Stand up for your actions! You will be held accountable for your actions!
You see the Mexican flag? You see the mask? You see them? I don't see anybody black. It's a couple things I want you to know, everybody watching. There are no blacks here protesting. There are no black Americans. Every ICE protest, you see this random Mexican flag. Why are we in Minnesota, everybody? Why are we here to arrest Somalian fraudsters who stole $1 billion from children during COVID? But every time they try to do their job, you got some Mexicans and some white people popping out to protest.
That's our team, let's go. Go back, go back.
Do not attack the agent! I'm trying to help! Okay?
608. Any more left back there?
Did you see that? Did you see that? They throwing things that is a federal crime. Did you see that? These are mostly women. Let me tell you, these are mostly women. I don't see a lot of men. These are mostly females, and now they're attacking the federal agents. Look it. This is just this is not an AI. I didn't make this video. This is who the protesters are. You're looking at the protesters. This is who is attacking our federal agents.
Do not attack the agent! I'm trying to help!
Did you hear that? Do not attack the agent. Now watch. 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 They're gonna throw bombs to watch. You see that? You see that? You see that? See that?
Leave!
Do you see what these are federal employees? These are federal employees, and I don't know if I can say that everybody protesting is an American citizen. This is what's going on in America right now. Federal agents with a federal mandate out to arrest $1 billion fraud scheme in Somalians in Minnesota, but we are being prohibited from stopping the crime. We are being stopped because Soros, this is the same thing with Black Lives Matter. Do you remember all those gay black people doing those booty shakes in front of police officers? You could not stop the looting. Why can't you stop the looting? Because all these gay people are blocking the police from doing their job. So now all of these Mexican Americans and Latinos appear out of nowhere. I don't see any black Americans. I see a Mexican flag, but the problem is we're not in Minnesota to arrest Mexican Americans. We're there to arrest the Somalian mafia who stole $1 billion in COVID funding. So why are they being stopped from doing their job? Because they're being paid. These are paid protests. Remember, I gave you that a lot of people are new to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Double tap at the like button, man. We're going to have a fire show today. Double tap at the like button. I gave you the interview from the CEO from the crowdfunding company who pays $300 per person. And what I said is, where do they get the water? Where do they get the signs from? All of this stuff is paid for. It's orchestrated. There's logistics involved. There had to be buses to get people there. Now, when I first started talking about this, people were like, nah, that's not happening. But what did we see in Portland? We saw actual staging areas in Portland. You guys remember that? Soros and the people funding the protests in Portland actually rented out a storage facility and set up a staging area with tear gas and everything to fight the ICE agents like it's a fucking civil war. How many people knew about that? I reported on it. This is why Donald Trump says Soros and people like him should be prosecuted for instigating things like this. I promise you, these people don't magically appear. These people, do you see the protesters? They do not magically appear. They are bused to these locations. They are bused to the location. They are paid for their work. And there is a staging facility when they arrive to protest to give them everything that they've seen and used in this video, even the things they use to attack the agents. This is not conjecture. Let's get into it. Now we're talking about ICE agents. Let's get into it. We having a great discussion today.
Stolen taxpayer dollars.
We have a great discussion today. Let's go into more detail. They do come with windshield wipers. Thank you, brother. They call Ferragamo windshield wipers, motherfucker. Ferragamo windshield wipers, motherfucker.
Fraud, and more fraud. It seems like every day there's a new discovery of stolen taxpayer dollars in my home state of Minnesota. And who is smack dab in the middle of it? The self-acknowledged liar, incompetent, failed governor, and failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz.
That's
but
right.
With the world now watching, Walz can no longer hide from accountability.
That's right.
President Trump and his all-star administration for pursuing justice for the hard-working taxpayers of my state of Minnesota. Secretary Noem, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Duffy, FBI Director Patel, Administrator Loeffler, Dr. Oz, Stephen Miller, Border Czar Tom Homan, and even more in the Trump administration have sounded the alarm and taken action finally. On behalf of the people of Minnesota, thank you. In addition to exposing and eliminating rampant waste, fraud, and abuse, President Trump and House Republicans are delivering on our promise to restore affordability.
That's right, baby. Trump and the House Republicans are delivering on their promises. All we do is win Wednesday. Double tap. Double tap hit the like button. All we do is win Wednesday. Double tap hit the like button as we get into this. Political, this faux pas going on.
In our state and in our country.
We got more from Omar. This is Minnesota State Senator Zainab Mohammed, who was born in Somalia, says Trump exposing Somalian fraud and illegal immigrants is authoritarian. Is that right?
Country to stand up.
Is that right? I didn't know they had so many Somalian representatives. So you got a senator and a both of them are women. Man, we don't know. We getting played in this country, y'all. We getting played in this country. Ain't everybody I think is asleep at the wheel. So this is not Omar. This is a senator.
I think America, right now, we are in a defining moment in our state and in our country to stand up to what is happening, and what we're seeing is an actual authoritarian government take place. I think America, right now, we are in a defining moment in our state and in our country to stand up to what is happening, and what we're seeing is an actual authoritarian government take place.
Is that right? Or are we watching your constituents, Somalian immigrants, steal $1 billion of American taxpayer money? That's what's really going on. There's theft going on, and billions of dollars of theft, right? Liberals line up to support Somali restaurant in Minnesota after they stole billions of taxpayer money. Check this out. Why is it that white liberal boomers always without fail side with an out group? They show up to protest for Mexicans and Somalians, but call young Americans racist for not wanting to compete with the entirety of the third world for jobs and housing. Unbelievable. So, remember I told you about the restaurant that got found guilty?
We love you, Wilmer. Thank you for your support.
Remember I told you about the restaurant that got found guilty and for stealing foods? Well, here you go. Here you go. Your favorite white liberals in Minnesota, Minneapolis, eating and supporting the Somalian restaurant that stole billions of dollars.
Something
beautiful happened in our community today. It started with the invitation. Look at they look so happy. Nothing like a white liberal woman, right?
beautiful happened in our community today. It started with an invitation for a few friends to join me for lunch to support our Somali community, support our businesses, and write a few notes of encouragement. But people just kept coming in the door. Friends had invited friends, and before we knew it, the restaurant was filled from front to back. Hundreds of notes were written and delivered to all of our local businesses today.
Give the money back. Give the money back. Give them, I'm so glad you're here. America loves Somalia. Give the fucking $1 billion is a lot of money, y'all. $1 billion is a lot of money, y'all. Give the money back. If Somalians are so great, if Somalia is so great, Omar is so great, give the money back, bro. Give the money back, bro. Give the money back. If Somalians are so great, give the money back. Billions of dollars is a lot of money, man. That's a lot. And you took the money from kids. Give the money back. Give the money back. I don't want to hear this shit about Somalians. Give the money back. I want some money to come back to American kids, right? Huh? Give the money back. Look, this is how Somalians are reacting after they stole $1 billion.
So puss act.
After they stole $1 billion, this is how they reacted. After they stole $1 billion, this is what we got to deal with in our country.
I actually heard you guys pull up to Owatonna, the Big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Oh, so puss act shit, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see you at. Bring the whole cavalry. Yeah, boy, you guys are scared. Scared of the stingray, baby. Woo! I actually heard.
See, they are threatening ICE agents. They are threatening federal agents. This is a Somalian immigrant.
You guys pulled up to Owatonna, the Big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Oh, so puss act shit, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see you at. Bring the whole cavalry. Yeah, boy, you guys are scared. Scared of the stingray, baby. Woo!
This is what we dealing with. You can't make it up. If I said it myself, you wouldn't believe it. If I said it myself, a lot of people will be saying that they spent it on new cars. Yeah, give the money back, man. Not appreciate. There's a lack of appreciation, man. Liberals go to mosque in Minnesota to support Somalians after it's been exposed that they stole billions of dollars in taxpayer. Let's see another video. Liberals, bleeding heart, purple hair protester out here supporting the criminals. Let's see another. Double tap at the like button, everybody. You're watching the #1 podcast on YouTube. Double tap at the like button. We're talking about ICE in Minnesota, $1 billion fraud, liberal support for the criminals.
Kan lagu soo booqday dad Amerikaan oo fariimahan dadka watay aad iyo aad u mahadsan yihiin. How are you doing? Welcome, madam.
Love your neighbor.
Thank you so much.
Love, you're so welcome. You're so, do you see this shit?
Welcome.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah,
we are neighbors, we are community members. Thank you so much.
You're very
madam.
welcome. You're very welcome.
Thanks a lot. My God bless you
We're
all.
all descendants of immigrants.
Exactly.
All white baby boomers. All white liberal women baby boomers. Oh my God. The baby boomers don't want nothing for Gen X, man. They don't want nothing for the millennials.
Let him hear that message. Let them hear that message.
We're all descendants of immigrants.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. How are you doing?
You are so welcome.
Say a message to the Somali community.
We are here for you. We are absolutely here. We're at your back. We are at your side.
So they here for them, but then you're not here for your fellow American. This is so perverted, man. This is so perverted. We are here for you, right? We're here for Why not be here for the ICE agents? The ICE agents are federal employees. The ICE agents are federal employees. Huh? Huh? You don't want to support the ICE agent? You don't want to support the ICE agents? They're federal employees. What a federal mandate. We're not supporting. Sacrifice. No, that's copyright. We ain't gonna play that. Okay, we got some more. ICE protesters in Minneapolis were pepper sprayed on Tuesday as they used their bodies to try to block ICE agents from doing their job. This took place in a Somali neighborhood of Cedar Riverside. One protester said he was temporarily blinded. Can't make this up. We talking about ICE in Minneapolis. We're gonna get to the good. We're gonna get to Trump in the Pennsylvania. So did you see him standing in front of the vehicle? Let me show you that again. This is a white man. You see the white man? You see the white man with his head down. And you might think when you see this that the police are just blaring their horn. And no, this white man is blocking the federal agent. That is what's happening here. He won't move out of the way. You could be putting them in physical danger, because there are people there who ICE to be there and I just played a video where people were attacking ICE and throwing.
No reason. For no reason.
What you saw right there is people trying to stand in front of the vehicle and physically block the car with their body. This is because Democrats have told Americans to push. They got those whistles. Remember we talked about the whistles? I said, don't blow that whistle. They got the whistles and they're physically blocking. When you blow the whistle, you are alerting people. This is a new practice. They blowing whistles to alert people about the ICE agents on their way. That also can be arrested. You can get arrested for that. You're prohibiting the agents from doing their job. You can put them in danger. They're physically standing in front of their cars. This is what's going on in Minnesota, despite the fact that Somalians stole $1 billion in COVID funding from a children's food nutritional program. Can't make it up, bro. Can't make it up, bro. So I wanted to get at, because I had some more news. On our good friend Ohana. I had some more news on our good friend Ohana. Who got caught. So I'm showing you the attitude of Somali immigrants, right? So I told you Ilhan Omar now worth $30 million. She's worth $30 million in a matter of days. She came up in $30 million. Now I got a new video of her that resurfaced of a speech of her speaking in African, telling her African constituents that we can do whatever we want in America. It's almost unbelievable. What I'm showing you, this is why they did what they did, right? This is why they did what they did. This is why they did what they did. Check this out. Fact check clarify Ilhan Omar's 2024 speech, Somalia speech on U.S. influence. Omar told the crowd that Somalia Americans should feel empowered to shape U.S. policy, noting that they pay taxes and have representation in Congress. She pledged to protect Somali's interests like its ocean access amid tensions with Ethiopia over a sea access deal opposed by the U.S. Fact checks by outlets including the Minnesota Reformer and Al Jazeera confirmed misleading subtitles. Her actual message echoed standard civic encouragement without contradicting U.S. stances. Critics from Republicans like Tom Emmer to Elon Musk call for probes or worse, while supporters see it as legitimate advocacy, highlighting debates over immigrant lawmakers' dual identities. Immigrant lawmakers' dual identities, right? Let's listen to Ilhan Omar. I need you to read it. I want you to read it, and you tell me if this is acceptable language for a United States Congresswoman. You let me know if this is acceptable language for a United States Congresswoman, right? Let's read together. My answer to Somalians was that the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. Are you guys reading that with me? This is Congresswoman in Minneapolis, Minnesota. She is the one in charge of the Somalians. She was the representative. She is the one who's answering questions because she is directly a representative of these people, and she knew them personally, the people who stole $1 billion. Now, if you wonder why the Somalian community in Minneapolis, Minnesota felt comfortable in stealing the money, this is because this is your representative. This is your queen. This is your Democratic queen. And she says, my answer to Somalians was that the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. I can't make this up. This is why Elon Musk has her on the chopping block. They will do what we want and nothing else. She's speaking in African. Maybe she thought she wouldn't get caught. Maybe she thought no one would interpret what she said. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interests of Somalia. She's not talking about the interests of America, Minnesota, or Minneapolis. She's talking about using her influence in the American Congress to make Somalia safe and make Somalia. Everybody else gets it, you guys. Make America great. Everybody else gets it. Make Somalia great. Everybody else gets it but the people in America, right? We Somalians must have that confidence in ourselves that we call the shots in the U.S. Do you see this? We Somalians must have the confidence in ourselves that we call the shots in the U.S. We live in the U.S., pay taxes in the U.S., and have a real voice. Just in case you thought I was full of crap, we live in the U.S., pay taxes in the U.S., and have a real voice. The U.S. is a country where one of your daughters, myself, is in Congress. Hello? She's not talking to Americans. She's talking to Somalians. Ladies and gentlemen, telling the truth about why she even became a congresswoman. She didn't do it for you. She don't care about Trump. It's all bullshit. She's there to advocate for Somalians. She said in Congress to represent your, oh shit, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. She said, I'm in this country, in Congress, to represent your interests, not American interests. It says, far as long as I am in the U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters, Indian Ocean, will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Oh, okay, Omar. That's why you became a congresswoman. That's why she became okay. Invasion in Ethiopia. Okay, I get it. Now we know where the money went, y'all. Now we know where the $1 billion went, y'all. Now we know where the money went to protect Somalia, to build up Somalian borders, to build up Somalian arms. It probably got spent on tanks. Now we know where the $1 billion went, huh? I wish I was making this up. I wish this was AI, but this is the reality, and it's a sad day in America. It is a sad day in America. Do you know we elected this woman? This woman is part of what's known as the squad. Who knows what the squad is? You know, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is her colleague, the squad. You know the squad, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Ilhan Omar, right? They have colluded together, right? And they are working against American interests, and she is caught red-handed. But I'm not surprised. She wasn't born in America. She's Somalian, and she wants to protect Somalia from Ethiopian invasion. Does that make, it kind of makes sense? It doesn't make sense that we dumb enough to give her the power to do so, but it makes sense that she would want to protect Somalians because she's Somalian. She was born and raised there. So it makes sense that she would advocate for Somalians, right? I get that. The fucked up part is that she's using you. She's using me and you. And we too stupid to understand it. God, that's the messed up part, is that she's using you. Block his ass. Block him. Block him. Block him. Block him. Block him. You must be new here. She's using the dumb people. She's using you. You must be new here. I'm not stupid. I want to donate to Ethiopia now. Just get them up out of here. I'm not stupid. I just don't have political power. You're out of everybody out of here, 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 out of here. You do have political power, not just with your vote, but you vote with your dollar. See, that's why what happens with this victim thing that the Democrats teach you. The Democrats teach you to be a victim. The Democrats teach you to say, I have no political power, when it's not actually true. It's not true. You vote with your dollar. Do you remember Cracker Barrel changed its logo? Bud Light got rid of the transgender. Do you remember the transgender? Bud Light put a transgender on the Bud Light can. They had to get rid of it. They lost $100 million. Kid Rock shot up the Bud Light can. Huh? You vote with your dollars every day. It's just that you are not intelligent enough to understand the power you have as an American citizen. And the sick part is the Democrats want you to stay that dumb. The Democrats need you to stay that dumb. And that is the sad part. Double tap at the like button. We don't have enough likes. We should have had 100 likes 5 minutes ago, man. Double tap at the like button, man. I'm going to ask a favor right now. Anybody and everybody watching, if you're benefiting from the broadcast, if you're being entertained, I'm going to ask a big favor. I'm going to ask that you double tap, hit the like button. If you're watching on a cell phone, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. And I'm going to also ask everybody watching to hit the subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, you're going to get a plus sign. Go ahead and hit that plus sign and become a member. The super chat is open. Hit the super chat if you want me to address your comment. If you have a long paragraph, you have a rebuttal to anything I said, put it in the super chat. That's how you get my attention. Join the channel, become a member. That will also light up your comment in the comment box. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for tapping in. Where are we going next? We got that from Omar. I wanted to give you that from Omar. And we're going to Trump in Pennsylvania. We gave you the ICE raids. St. Louis Park Mayor reassures residents on ICE activity. More ICE. St. Louis Park Mayor reassures residents on ICE activity. St. Louis Park Department has a long-standing policy of not enforcing federal immigration laws. I didn't know that. Wow. Did you guys know this? Is this where Jasmine Crockett came from, or is this a St. Louis? You know, they be naming places, San Francisco. They have a San Francisco, Texas, and all this shit. So St. Louis Park Police Department has a long-standing policy of not enforcing federal immigration laws, a practice that mayor highlighted in a 15-second clip addressing the Twin Cities residents. Okay, so this is about Minneapolis and Minnesota. The reassurance followed ICE deploying about 100 officers last week in Minneapolis suburbs, targeting undocumented Somali immigrants and prompting community alerts. As the first Somali American mayor elected in the U.S. in 2023, Mohammed emphasizes building trust so all residents feel safe reporting enemies. The message drew sharp criticism from conservative voices amid nationwide federal operations. New Somali mayor of St. Louis Park, Minnesota, Nadia Mohammed tells Somali illegals her local police force will not comply with ICE. Are we still, hey, are we still living in America? So I showed you a senator. I showed you a congresswoman. Now I'm about to show you a mayor. All three female, all three Somalian immigrants who hold office in Minnesota. This is becoming, you know how women shouldn't be in politics because like women do some shit like, you know, women think they can get away with anything, man. Women do some shit. So now isn't this picture, who else can see? Who else got these big glasses but me? You blind, you can't see, you need to wear some glasses like DMC. So what am I getting at? Well, I'm getting at that the fact that we have all of this Somalian female power and politicians in the same place where the theft took place, right? There to me, I am not surprised that they were able to steal $1 billion. A lot of people might say, man, that's a lot of money. How do you steal that much money without getting caught? You got taxes, you got all these different things, right? So now we start to understand the levels and layers of corruption and how everybody turns the eye because, and look, this is a mayor. This mayor has said she's in charge of the police force, so the police are not going to arrest Somali illegals. I showed you a congresswoman. This is chain of command. You have a mayor, you have a congresswoman, and you have a senator, all female, all Somalian. Sounds like Madoff. All female, all Somalian, all calling the shots. Now, all of these women are in power at the same time. $1 billion gets stolen under their watch and no one else is putting this together. It takes me to say the shit. It takes me to say this sound kind of fucking weird when you have a Somalian female mayor, a Somalian female congresswoman, a Somalian female senator, and somehow the same Somalian community that they all represent stole $1 billion fucking dollars, but none of these bitches know what happened. Come on, man. Come on, man. This shit is not even believable.
That they're being deployed.
This ain't even believable, bro. I don't even believe that we have a Somalian mayor, congresswoman, and senator, all female, and then $1 billion comes up missing, and no one could, and they all get to say, we don't know where the money is. Everybody don't know shit. But you know enough to talk shit about Trump, but you don't know what $1 billion is? All three of you bitches can't huddle up and find our $1 billion?
My St. Louis Park residents and to really anybody who lives in the Twin Cities area, as we're getting reports that ICE is coming, that they're being deployed, know this, that St. Louis Park Police Department does not enforce immigration laws. They have not. It has been a long-standing policy for us. My St. Louis Park residents and to really anybody who lives in the Twin Cities area, as we're getting reports that ICE is coming, that they're being deployed, know this, that St. Louis Park Police Department does not enforce immigration laws. They have not. It has been a long-standing policy for us. My St. Louis.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Do not enforce immigration laws. Huh? They do not enforce immigration laws. Don't worry. And then ICE, just like in Los Angeles, when you talk about protests, why are protests happening? Where ICE alerts the locals that the agents are coming. Just like in Los Angeles, we alerted the mayor. And what did the mayor do? The mayor did similar tactics, alerted the citizens, alerted the illegals, and then it turned into a protest. This is how we get protests. This is how we get protests. Babe. What you doing? What you doing? The people not here, right? They coming tomorrow, right? Okay. Thank you. I heard the noise. I thought the people was here. I was like, no, they coming tomorrow, right? All right. So let's go. I think I did a lot of good reporting on that Minnesota topic. We're going to get into the Trump topic, and we're going to get into the Trump news. What's up, baby? Okay. Did you see her ear? I did her ear.
It was bad?
Real bad. All right here is blood. Like I heard that. I thought that was
That's them. Like little
okay.
chicken and stuff there.
Okay. Look at her ear, baby.
Come on, baby.
I cleaned it out.
You put stuff in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pick them up early, right?
They got that winter thing today.
Okay.
So we gotta go.
What time?
6.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too.
If you
Can y'all hear that? And my neighbor getting some work done. She drilling on the wall. I'm wondering if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? I can hear it. It's all good though. I got a good neighbor though. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. How's everybody doing? Double tap, hit the like button, man. Double tap, hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe. You are watching Back at It Like a Crack Addict, Automatic Like a Fomatic, Built for Tragedy, Made for Static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to get this done real fast. Only a few more weeks left. ACA subsidies about to expire, man. Come on, man. Come on in, man. Let's get this going, man. Raw audio. Let's go. Welcome to the #1 base podcast on YouTube, the only podcast that gets called the N-word for telling the truth. Tonight is the Christmas special. Nobody on the left wanted, but every one of y'all ordered. Before we make grown adults cry, quick word from the people keeping us alive when the truck stops rolling. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe. I want to see 10 super chats before we end the podcast, man. Before we end the podcast. Just the news live stream. It's a Democratic hoax to make me look bad. Groceries, healthcare, all a hoax. They gave you high prices. They gave you the highest inflation in history, and we're giving you love. The crowd goes crazy. Get your Trump hands going. Get your Trump hands going. We're talking about Trump Philadelphia speech right now. This is the mic drop from Mount Airy Casino. Trump gave a speech last night at Mike Airy Casino. Boom! Overpowering. He said the quiet part out loud, and the room lost their damn minds because they know he is right. Pause it right there. Let's break it down line by line, Southern style. Let's go to the first clip from the Trump rally. Trump rallies Pennsylvania crowd on economic immigration at the Mount Airy Casino on Tuesday night. President Trump highlighted falling gas prices, egg prices, tax cuts, wage gains, workers improvement, factory hands, minors, while blaming prior policies for losses. He suggested skipping non-essentials like extra pencils and dolls to focus on steel amid trade shifts, and announced a permanent pause on migration from countries he called hellholes. Did you know Trump announced a permanent pause? Pause for the cause. Just like Japanese Prime Minister, President Trump, I have a permanent pause on what countries, Trump? What countries, Trumpy, baby? Permanent pause. Pause. Pause for the cause. He called hellholes, openly reinforcing his past shithole country's remark. Openly reinforcing his past shithole country's remark. Recent data shows inflation around 3%. Remember, they predicted 8% inflation with the tariffs, that we never saw 8%. Right now, inflation is about 3%, with wages growing faster. I said inflation is at 3% and wages are growing faster, offering a mixed view on his claims. The speech drew cheers and supports, but criticism from the tone-deaf affordability warriors. Let's get into the clips, baby. Let's get into the clips. Let's get into the clips. Donald Trump at the casino talking about the
from hellholes like
the Democratic hoax, the immigrants. I laid the foundation for the immigrants. Let's get into mega magnificent. All we do is win Wednesday. Mega mag. Let me get a Donald Trump in the chat. Can I get a MAGA in the chat? Can I get a all we do is win Wednesday? Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button for the greatest president that we ever did see. Double tap, hit the like button. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump from the Mid-Area Casino.
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. I didn't say shithole, you did. Remember I said that to the senators they came in? The Democrats, they wanted to be bipartisan. So they came in and they said, this is totally off the record. Nothing mentioned here. We want to be honest because our country was going to hell. And we had a meeting. And they say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark. Do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people. Do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships.
Right. Come on, man. This is Donald Trump from the casino last night in Pennsylvania. We just getting started. That's just the first clip. Double tap, hit the like button. Come on in. Like, share, subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. We are talking about Donald Trump. Great speech, man, last night. And I got the clips, man. I got the clips that you want to see, man. Come on, man. Log in. Let's get it going, man. We're going to react. Fair use, fair use, fair use. We're reacting to Donald Trump at the casino last night, giving a great speech. He said the quiet part out loud, and the room lost their damn minds because they knew he was right. Let's go, baby. They lost their damn mind because they knew he was right. Let's get into the clips right now.
Jessica,
I'm going to keep it going. Y'all keep it going. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe. #1 podcast in the land. We just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have it, man.
Things that President Trump will do, no doubt, is to remind people that the economy that he inherited from Biden was the one that ramped up inflation. So because the media will always pick up on Democratic attacks like Shapiro, Newsom, etc., and President Trump, I think, getting out there will at least try to prevent any ground being gained by Democrats there.
He's going to try to, but the argument that the guy who's been out for a year, that it's all his fault when you've implemented a totally new economic agenda and that it's a failure in basically every corner of it, is not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%, the entire world's inflation number was up. Donald Trump doesn't have the same issues that Joe Biden did. He doesn't have a supply chain problem. He doesn't have a global health pandemic that was killing millions of people all over the world. He's just setting our economy on fire, and not in the good way, in like the dumpster fire way. The A++++ grade.
Wait. Did she say inflation 7.9%? Didn't I read inflation is 3%? How do they spin this shit? How do you spin inflation being half of what it was under Biden? I'm going to get back to the video. I got to pause it right there. Fair use. We got to react to the video. How do you spin that? How do you spin inflation is at 3%? And she has to admit because it's the news, you can't lie on the news. So you have to admit that inflation was 7.9% under Biden. This is what I've been talking about the entire podcast. Gas. How much did you pay for gas last year at this time? How much did you pay for eggs last year at this time? How much did you pay for milk last year at this time? It's half. Donald Trump is giving you a rebate right now in December I have audience members who said they paid $2.50. Some over 20 countries are at $2.75. The national average is $3. And right now, inflation is at 3%. I'm gonna read it again. We're gonna get back to the video. Let me read it again. Inflation is at 3%, but she just claimed under Biden inflation was at 7.9%. Let's level set for the audience. Recent data shows inflation around 3% with wages growing faster than they did in the previous administration lately. I'm gonna read it again. Recent data shows inflation is at about 3%, and we have wage growth faster than we have. So let's go back to what she said. She just admitted to us that under Biden we had 8% inflation, and all of us know that because we felt it. I paid $10 for eggs. Do you know I went to Costco the other day to get eggs? You know, Costco has an 18-pack. Costco got the big eggs, 3 rolls, 18-pack, right? And they got eggs for $2.50. I got eggs for $2.50 at Costco. Huh? I got eggs for $2.50 at Costco. So I said to my wife, I said, let's get the whole big thing. So you know the big stack. I ain't got the big stack of eggs since I was a kid. Y'all remember the big 5 dozen pack? It's $6 at Costco. So we got so many eggs. I said we need to make a souffle. We ain't had eggs like we. I don't even eat eggs like that because like a lot of people, I stopped buying eggs, but it was so cheap. I said, we got to get it, $6. I paid over $8 for a dozen of eggs. Yesterday, I paid $6 for 5 dozen. For 5 dozen. Is that not a rebate? Is that not Trump socking it to your pocket? Now, 3%, exactly, crickets. 3% inflation, and listen to her say that Biden had 8% inflation. What's going on? What's going on with the video?
We had a meeting, and I said, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships. And
let me see, let me get it back. Oh man, why is it tripping like that?
Is to remind people that the economy that he inherited from Biden was the one that ramped up inflation. So because the media will always pick up on Democratic attacks like Shapiro, Newsom, et cetera, then President Trump, I think getting out there will at least try to prevent any ground being gained by Democrats there.
He's going to try to, but the argument that the guy who's been out for a year, that it's all his fault when you've implemented a totally new economic agenda and that it's a failure in basically every corner of it is not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%, the entire world's inflation number was up. Donald Trump doesn't have the same issues that implemented a totally new economic agenda and that it's a failure in basically every corner of it is not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%, it's not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%, every corner of it is not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%, the entire, basically every corner of it is not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%,
Tastes so good. Tastes so good.
A totally new economic agenda, and that it's a failure in basically every corner of it is not really resonating with people. When Joe Biden's inflation number was over 9%, the entire world's inflation number was up. Donald Trump doesn't have the same issues that Joe Biden did. He doesn't have a supply chain problem. He doesn't have a global health pandemic that was killing millions of people all over the world. He's just setting our economy on fire, and not in the good way, in like the dumpster fire way. The A++++ grade, obviously that's ridiculous. But there are some key indicators that Donald Trump and his administration knows that this is going really badly. First, Susie Wiles having to go out there and say he's going to get back on the campaign trail. That'll really animate the right. Well, guess what? It'll animate the left as well. We aren't getting the jobs numbers anymore, the GDP numbers, or the inflation numbers. And we know that Donald Trump, if a number is even remotely good, or he can lie about it, he tells you what it is. Layoffs on track for Great Recession levels. ABC says 70% are spending more on their groceries, 60% more on utilities. Reuters, manufacturing has been contracting for 9 months straight. And this farmer bailout, $12 billion of his tariff pot, which he didn't need to put the tariffs in the first place. And the farmers are speaking out about this. This is Donald Trump's problem. He's the one who caused this. The head of the National Black Farmers Association, agriculture in this country has been in complete turbulence and turmoil since the president got elected. This is a man-made crisis.
It's like she didn't even help her own argument, man. It's like she didn't even help her own argument, man. It's like, this is one of the dumbest left-leaning people I ever aspire. Me too. And she had to do a lot of double talk to justify that 8%, 9% inflation. They want Americans to forget about how much we pay for eggs. They want you to forget about how much you pay for gas. And why do the Democrats always get an excuse? Donald Trump don't get no excuses. Donald Trump don't get no help. Donald Trump don't get no support. But the Democrats want all excuses in the world. When Biden's inflation was 7.9%, the entire globe's inflation was 7.9%. And Joe Biden had a pandemic. Well, Trump was president during the pandemic too. Trump gave Joe Biden warp speed. Trump gave Joe Biden a vaccine. He cleared it. Do you think the Democrats would have been able to get a vaccine approved that fast and get it to the American people, whether or not you liked it or not? Trump actually got on his job, right? Trump put together a COVID task force, put together warp speed, gave everything over to Biden, and Biden fucked it all up. Do you guys remember that? And now they want to have Biden be able to use COVID as an excuse for inflation. How about the Recovery Act? How about the Green New Deal? How about the policy and legislation actually led to the inflation? I'm going to say that again because it rhymes. How about the policy and the legislation actually led to record inflation under Joe Biden and the Democrats? Remember the Green New Deal? Remember the Recovery Act? Remember when Joe Biden wrote into the Green New Deal that he would make single mothers not work anymore? Remember universal pay? Just 10 months ago. Right now, we got entitlement shrunk. We got people with work requirements, but under Joe Biden, they wanted to have universal income, UBI, right? Thousands of dollars a month to single mothers and minorities just for being Black, just for being a single mother. Joe Biden wrote in the Green New Deal that being a single mother was a job. If it would have passed, single mothers would have gotten paid just to be outside of the welfare, outside of the WIC, outside of the cash aid, the TANF, and the Section 8. Joe Biden and liberal Democrats wanted to. Do you guys remember the Green New Deal? Do you only remember the Heritage Foundation? Do you only remember Project 2025? Do you only remember the One Big Beautiful Bill? Well, before the One Big Beautiful Bill, it was the Green New Deal. It was the Recovery Act. It was Gavin Newsom signing a law that you could steal $1,000. It was no more Denny's in Oakland. Somebody said it was only one Denny's in St. Louis. It was no more Toys R Us. It was no more Sears and Roebuck. It was no more Emporium Capwell. Do you remember Montgomery Wards? All of that happened under Biden. Do we blame it all on COVID? Do we blame it all? How much of it does Biden, do you know there is a reason why Biden did not run for president again? Do you guys understand there is a reason Biden could not win another election because of his policies, because of the inflation that was caused by his policies? He couldn't defend the Green New Deal. He couldn't defend the Recovery Act. He couldn't defend his debacle in Afghanistan. That's why they took Biden out. I'm not making any of this up. These are the facts of the matter. Biden had record inflation, but he had policy and legislation that caused it. Let's not give Biden an excuse. If you're not going to give Trump an excuse, please don't excuse Biden's poor performance. The DNC didn't. They did not believe Biden performed as a good president, which is why he didn't get to run again. The Democrats have said Biden did not show cognitive decline, and they're blaming Republicans. You know what's funny about that? We didn't say Joe Biden had cognitive decline. You said Joe Biden had cognitive decline. You removed Joe Biden from the presidential race after one debate. It wasn't the Republicans. You let Joe Biden debate Donald Trump for the first time. You told America that Joe Biden would be the nominee. You did all of these things, and then middle of the campaign, you took Joe Biden out. Now you want to say to us, Joe Biden had a great economy? Joe Biden did not have a great economy. If he had a great economy, then he would have continued to run for president. He would have won the first debate. You know why? He would have been able to say to the American people in that debate, you have done better under my presidency versus the Trump presidency. He couldn't say that. Do you understand? The truth is, Joe Biden could not stand up in that debate and said, your life is better with me being president than it was when Trump was president. Despite a pandemic, Joe Biden could not say that. Joe Biden made life worse for Americans. Not only inflation, but you were less safe. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you understand the geopolitical conversations that we've had on this channel, not only were you poorer, you were less safe under Joe Biden. You were less safe under Joe Biden because we had global conflicts in Ukraine and with Russia. We began a proxy war with Russia, something some of us thought we would never see. The Democrats, under the guise of Kamala Harris going to Munich, Kamala Harris went to Munich and she told Munich and the Security Council that Ukraine has a desire and Ukraine has a right to be a part of NATO. The problem with Kamala Harris making those speeches is that Putin had one requirement of NATO in America to keep us out of World War III and a global conflict. Putin said, no Ukraine NATO membership. That's what happened. If you don't understand, we were less safe. It was not, Biden did not become president, not only because he didn't leave Afghanistan, he ran like a coward, not just because gas was $10 and eggs was $20, but because you were less safe. You felt unsafe. If you're being honestly, you felt unsafe. You felt unsafe under Biden. You did. And it was because they pushed the war with Russia. Then you had the most horrible thing happen in Israel. We all cried. We all were sad. And then it turned into something that was so horrible. When Trump took office, think about the major geopolitical conflicts that existed in the globe that had you up at night, wondering, would there be a nuclear war with Iran? Would there be a nuclear war with Russia? How far will this thing go? How many of you knew that it started in 2014 under Obama when Biden was the head of U.S. policy in Ukraine? See, they tried to sweep under the rug the Hunter Biden story because Hunter Biden is not just about a laptop. Hunter Biden is more intricately involved in Ukraine and the United States playing in the backyard of Western Europe because Hunter Biden was on the board of Burisma receiving $30,000 a month despite having no experience. Biden, who was the head of Ukraine policy in 2014, is the person who spearheaded putting Zelensky, a comedian and television actor, in power. Under Biden's tutelage and his leadership, Biden removed the Putin-friendly president of the Ukraine in 2014 in a day of revolution where we Americans trained and armed Nazi street football hooligans by the name of the Azov Battalion. The Azov Battalion Nazi street gang and football hooligans were trained and armed by American soldiers. Did you know that? Under Biden and under Obama, American soldiers trained and militarized neo-Nazis in the Ukraine to overthrow the current president and install Zelensky. The leader of the Azov Battalion neo-national Nazi gang became a member of parliament. Did you guys know that? Under Joe Biden, under Barack Obama, the leader of the Azov Battalion became a member of parliament and integral in Ukraine politics that led to the Russia conflict. Did you guys know we were less safe? You felt less safe just 10 months ago in January. In January, 10 months ago, we didn't know if we would be in World War III with Putin. We were sending money. $300 billion went to the Ukraine. $300 billion went to the Ukraine. Do you know that? We were all terrified of what and how it might proliferate in the Ukraine, right? We were all terrified of what and how it may proliferate in the Ukraine, but not just the Ukraine, in Israel, not just in Israel, Iran. We were all terrified globally. The Democrats under Barack Obama, Biden, and Kamala had let the world go to hell. And you all expected Donald Trump to clean it up. But let's take a look. Let's take assessment of what Donald Trump has been able to accomplish in the last 10 months. What has Donald Trump? So everybody was terrified of Putin, of Bibi. But what has Donald Trump been able to accomplish? He has a 4-year term. He is a lame duck president. He did not have to take on these issues so seriously because he could not be blamed. Do you guys understand what a lame duck president is? As you try to blame Donald Trump for the economy, you got to understand he's a lame duck. You can't blame him for these things because him being a lame duck says he got handed something. This is his second term. He can't run again. It's intellectually lazy to blame a lame duck president for the things you want to blame him for. But let's take an assessment of what he has accomplished in just 10 months. Now, do you guys understand that the big beautiful bill was put in January 3rd? Do you know how long? We still don't have a budget. Do you know how long it typically takes a bill to become a law? Especially with this divided Congress that we have. Do you know how long it takes a bill to become a law? You have Joe Biden and the Democrats still making excuses about how poorly conceived Obamacare was, right? They still make excuses on how poorly conceived Obamacare was because of how difficult it is, the appropriations process, to get a bill to become a law. Did you know that the big beautiful bill was signed into law? $1 trillion legislation. Some people say $3 trillion legislation. The largest legislation we've seen in our lifetime. Do you know it was signed into law only 7 months into the Donald Trump presidency? Do you know it was signed into law only 7 months into the Donald? How does that happen so fast? As I explained to you the difficulty of the appropriations process and how difficult it is to get a bill through these committees and to become law. It is not an easy process. So for that to happen, Donald Trump had to put in the paperwork for the big beautiful bill on January 3rd, but he had just got sworn in. So do you understand how when people say hit the ground running, the big beautiful bill was submitted within hours of Donald Trump becoming president? How many people knew that? How many people knew that? Donald Trump submitted the big beautiful bill hours after becoming president on January 3rd and went straight into committee. That is the only way you get the law passed in January, 7 months into the first year of a lame duck 4-year term. A lame duck president. Think about how much of a lose this is for the Democrats. A lame duck president should not have the political sway to get something like a $3 trillion bill passed. A lame duck president never has done that before. You know, Barack Obama had to get Obamacare in his first 4 years. If you guys recall, in Barack Obama's second term, that's when you're a lame duck. He didn't have that political power. Remember, Mitch McConnell blocked his nomination for the last year. Almost over 18 months, Republicans wouldn't allow him to nominate a Supreme Court. Barack Obama had no motion during his second term as a lame duck because people understood a lame duck has no power. You can't come back to the White House. We can screw you over. But Donald Trump, as a lame duck, passed the big beautiful bill in 5 minutes. Donald Trump only took 5 minutes to pass the big beautiful bill. How is that possible? That's a huge loss for the Democrats. These are realities that I'm sharing with you that you may not have known. Did you know the big beautiful bill went through the process and was signed into law on the 4th of July? How perfect is that? The big beautiful bill was signed into law on the 4th of July. How does that happen? How does the big beautiful bill get signed into law on the 4th of July? Donald Trump has been working, hit the ground running since January 1st when he was sworn in. While you were worried about all of your emotional ties to emotional issues that are really not in the DNC platform, Donald Trump was working on the Republican platform. Now, Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid actually read to you Heritage Foundation Project 2025. We all know what Project 2025 is. We all know what Project 2025 is, but nobody was prepared for the big beautiful bill. You have Jasmine Crockett, AOC, both wanting to primary from the left and run for the Senate. Now, let's just be honest. Jasmine Crockett and AOC are congresswomen who did nothing to educate you or to stop the big beautiful bill from being passed. They actually went to sleep. If you think about if you understand what I have explained to you about the appropriations process and the bill becoming a law, you would have to ask yourself, what was Jasmine Crockett? What was AOC? What was Omar doing when the big beautiful bill was in committee? When it was their job to have town halls, not after the passage of the big beautiful bill, but during the committee to change it, right? To make changes to the entitlement cuts. That's what your politicians were supposed to do. They didn't. Do you understand? Jasmine Crockett, Omar, AOC were unsuccessful in stopping or changing the big beautiful bill, but yet they still want a promotion. They still want a promotion. Hello? They still want a promotion. Why would you promote them to Senate if they didn't do their jobs as congresswomen? Do you understand my logic? Why would you promote AOC to senator when as congresswoman, she did nothing to stop the big beautiful bill? She didn't even get any changes made. If you're running for senator, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, you should at least be able to say to the Democratic constituency that, you know what? We couldn't stop the big beautiful bill, but I fought to change blah, blah, blah. And I got these changes put into the bill because I'm a good politician. That's why you should make me senator. AOC and Jasmine Crockett or Omar cannot say that they got any successful changes to the big beautiful bill made. Huh? That they can't say that. They can't say that. The big beautiful bill doesn't help average Americans. And that's why the big beautiful bill doesn't help average Americans. The big beautiful bill gives a lot of tax cuts. It permanentizes the tax cuts from Donald Trump. For what you should know is that the tax cuts that you hear a lot about came from Donald Trump's first administration, and Joe Biden never changed them. Do you remember the debate when Donald Trump told Hillary Clinton that you could change the tax code if you wanted to, but you won't because you benefit? Well, Donald Trump put in similar tax cuts, right? in his first administration. But what they don't tell you is that the Donald Trump tax cuts, that the Democrats kept the Donald Trump tax cuts. So the Donald Trump tax cuts from 2017 and 2018 was set to expire. The big, beautiful bill makes them permanent. Joe Biden and the Democrats never got rid of them. You don't even know why you're in this situation. Do you even know how and why you got here? This is, I keep saying, lame duck president. Donald Trump is a lame duck president. Do you understand that the tax cuts that are in question were created during his first term? And the Democrats had the ability. Let me give you some more that you should be pissed about. Not only could the Democrats get rid of the Trump tax cuts, but the Democrats under Biden had an opportunity to make permanent the Affordable Care Act subsidies. But instead, Biden's Congress made them temporary so that they would expire. Now, answer me this. Why would the Democrats, when they had the power to fix the Affordable Care Act and make the subsidies permanent, which is what Donald Trump just did to his tax cuts via the big, beautiful bill, why did the Democrats not make the subsidies permanent? Why would the Democrats make them temporary, expiring at the end of this month, which is very evil, huh? Why did the Democrats, when they had the power, they could have made these subsidies that are going to expire permanent? Did you guys know that? Joe Biden and the Congress instead made the subsidies to the Affordable Care Act temporary. Why? Because they wanted to use it as a pawn. Do you know they're playing with your grandmother's life? The Democrats made the Affordable Care Act subsidies temporary so they could do this political give and go, right? They want to trade for power and influence. There's no other reason to make the subsidies temporary, but they want to do this give and go with who? With you. They want to play with your food stamps. They want to play with paying soldiers. They want to play with paying air traffic controllers to where planes are falling out of the sky. The Democrats don't care. Jasmine Crockett is a millionaire. Did you know Jasmine Crockett was a millionaire? Nancy Pelosi, $300 million. What did I share with you today? Omar, one of the members of the squad. So you have AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and I just told you yesterday, Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million, but she's on her third husband, and she was worth $65,000 when she first came to office, and she made this money in 3 years. Can anybody explain to me how a congresswoman makes $30 million in 3 years? And if you're able to intelligently to tell me how she made $30 million in 3 years, then you may be able to explain to everyone how Nancy Pelosi and her husband have been so successful in the stock market to the tune of 300 million. I wish these numbers were fake. I wish these numbers were fake. If you can explain to me how member of the squad, you know, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Ilhan Omar, if you can explain to me how a woman who's been married 3 times and makes $65,000, I said, explain to me how a woman who's been married 3 times, been divorced. I mean, divorce costs a lot of money. You got to hire lawyers. You got to pay money. Divorce is expensive. So please explain to me a woman who's been married 3 times who makes $60,000 a year goes to worth $30 million in 3 years. And when you tell me that, explain to me how another woman in Congress goes from 1 million to 300 million. 300 million, Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi worth 1 million. Damn it, me and you know, chat, we should become congresswomen. We should put on a dress and lipstick and become fucking congresswomen, because people let you steal from the American people because you're a woman. We should put on a fucking dress. Maxine Waters was living in a fucking project. Now Maxine Waters is worth $20 million. How is it that when you become a congresswoman and you broke, but when you leave Congress, you worth millions of dollars? All of a sudden becoming a congresswoman makes you savvy with the stock market. Tell me how they get to be so smart in the stock market when they're supposed to be making policy, passing laws. I just explained to you how difficult it was to pass the big beautiful bill and the brand new Green Act and the Recovery Act. So if Nancy Pelosi was focused on Democratic constituents and focused on Democratic policy, how did she become so good to the tune of $300 million at the stock market? How did Maxine Waters become so good that she made $20 million? How did Omar become so good at investments that she made $30 million? If she's working, I mean, being a congresswoman is busy, right? Being a congresswoman is busy, right? It's difficult to be a congresswoman, right? You're busy, right? When do you have time to make such successful investments to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars? I just wonder, can you guys tell me what's going on with our money? They all went in, all the Democrats. Now, what about Latia James? Donald Trump has been asking Pam Bondi to prosecute Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, loser Latia, right? And who was the other one? Cunning Comey. Now, Latia James, now we just talked about Omar. She was married 3 times. You do know there are alleged reports that she married her brother. So that's 4 marriages. We're talking about Omar. Why would we talk about Omar? Not just because she's worth $30 million, but because her constituents stole $1 billion. So maybe they paid her $30 million and they stole $1 billion. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know what happened. I know $1 billion was stolen, and Ilhan Omar is now worth $30 million. That's the numbers. I don't know how she got it, and I don't know how they stole $1 billion, but they stole $1 billion, and Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million. And the American taxpayers lost $1 billion, and the American children lost $1 billion during COVID. I don't know how it happened, but those are the numbers. I don't know how it happened, but those are the numbers, right? We're talking about inflation. We're talking about Donald Trump. Jasmine Crockett is a multimillionaire. She's a Rhodes Scholar. How many people knew Jasmine Crockett went to Rhodes College? How many people knew Jasmine Crockett, the ghetto queen with a weave down her back, is a Rhodes Scholar? She went to Rhodes, $75,000 a semester. Her education cost $1 million. Her education, her high school tuition was $35,000. Her high school costs more than your life. Jasmine Crockett's high school education costs more than your life. I was reading today, the big beautiful bill. I was reading, I don't know if you guys read, but I was reading details from the big beautiful bill. Did you know there are going to be new requirements for Pell Grants? I want to juxtapose Jasmine Crockett $1 million education to the new cuts to the big beautiful bill. I'm going to juxtapose Jasmine Crockett education to new cuts in the big beautiful bill. Do you know there will be new work requirements for Pell Grants? Do you know there will be changes to who and how much money the feds give the state on money in colleges? The deferments will be changing. This is in the big beautiful bill. You will no longer be able to defer payments for hardship or unemployment. This is so serious, I even need to talk to my wife. Do you know Barack Obama was still paying off student loans when he was president? Do you know Barack Obama was paying off student loans when he was president? Trump has been married 3 times. Barack Obama was paying off student loans when he was still president. So Jasmine Crockett has $1 million education, but the big beautiful bill has just now capped Pell Grants and funding at $100,000, and then $200,000 for grad school. So you can only go so high. If you are low income in America and you need to borrow money for education, the big beautiful bill says we're only going to give you so much money. That will limit the schools you can go to. You will not be able to get an education like Jasmine Crockett. Not anymore. You won't be able to go to Harvard. You won't be able to go to these schools if you can't afford it, because the big beautiful bill now has new requirements on Pell Grants and is limiting the cap on how much money you can get. $100,000 if you just go for this degree, and then $200,000 if you go for this degree. But Jasmine Crockett spent over $1 million on her education. So if Pell Grants are being limited at $100,000, what's tuition at Harvard? Let's look it up right now. What's tuition at Harvard? What's tuition at Harvard? Because I'm talking about the big, beautiful bill. These things go into effect in 2026 and 2028. They don't even go into effect right now. You have to read the big, beautiful bill. What's tuition at Harvard? Because we're talking about caps and requirements. Now, work requirements for Pell Grants are going up, and there's going to be a cap on how much money you can receive. And remember what Trump already said, certain degrees are not going to qualify, and certain degrees, you won't be able to get funding to go be a basket weaver anymore. Remember when they said a certain population had the most degrees and were the most educated? Remember they said a certain population had the most degrees and were the most educated? And it turns out that they had degrees in underwater basket weaving. Well, Trump and the big, beautiful bill and Doge said, we're not going to pay you to go to college to get a degree in underwater basket weaving. If you want a degree in underwater basket weaving, you have to pay for it yourself. So tuition is only $59,000, right? Harvard's tuition varies by program. This is important because this is affecting the big, beautiful bill. When they talk about entitlements, I don't think people really think and understand what it means that Doge shrank the entitlement pool by like $2-3 trillion. I don't think people understand what entitlements. Entitlements include the Pell Grant. Did you guys know that? Entitlements. So everybody has student loans. FAFSA. Who has a FAFSA PIN? Who knows your FAFSA? Who still remembers their FAFSA PIN number? I remember my FAFSA PIN number. Do you understand? The entitlements involve the Pell Grant and student loans, welfare, cash aid, Section 8, and the WIC program. So there are cuts to everything across the board. Everything across the board. Did you guys know that about the big, beautiful bill? That Pell Grants are affected? Student loans are being capped by the big, beautiful bill. Doesn't go into effect right away. It's staggered. It's going to be a rollout of some of these cuts. Donald Trump, just like Biden made the subsidies temporary. Well, the big, beautiful bill, some people could call it evil. The big, beautiful bill doesn't go into effect all at once. I think if it did, it would be shock to the economy. But the big, beautiful bill is staggered. The tax cuts, the entitlement cuts, Pell Grants, student loans, work requirements, and they go up. They go up. They go up. Did you know that the baby boomers are the biggest generation and they're retiring? So when the big, beautiful bill changes work requirements from 54 to 64, why is the big, beautiful bill changing work requirements from 54 to 64? Does anybody know? Does anybody know the impact of the baby boomers on the American economy? Because you want to blame Trump. It's intellectually lazy to blame Trump without truly understanding the entire landscape. Does anybody know about the baby boomers and how much it's going to cost America to take care of the baby boomers? They're the largest population ever that will be in America. This is the largest population ever that will be in America. Let's keep going. Harvard's tuition varies by program. And remember, the big, beautiful bill said everybody will not get a Pell Grant or student loans if you go to school to be child care. Remember, all these people were getting child care and development and getting student loans. Well, not anymore. You're not getting a student loan for all of that bullshit that you wasted the money on degrees. Biden, oh, they have the most degrees. They have the most education. I can't remember. It was a story. They said this group of people had the most degrees and the most education. I forget who they were because 300,000 of them got fired this year. But you tell me in the chat if you remember. Harvard tuition varies by program, but since you query is it casual and likely about undergrad, I'll focus on this first. All figures for the full academic year, 2 semesters. Note, these are sticker prices. Harvard meets 100% demonstrated financial need with grants, no loans. And starting 2025-2026, tuition is free for families earning less than $200,000 a year. A full ride, including housing, full for families less than $100,000 a year. About 55% of undergrads pay nothing out of pocket. Okay, here we go. Undergrad Harvard tuition is only $59,000. Full cost of attendance, tuition, room and board plus fees, $86,000. So if you're capping student loans at $100,000, Harvard is out of the picture. Tuition $59,000, housing $13,000, food $2,000, student services, $4,000, health services, $2,000, books and supplies, $1,000, personal expenses, $2,000, total $86,000 for 1 year at Harvard. And Donald Trump in the big beautiful bill is capping student loans and capping Pell Grants. Did anybody notice? The Democrats just want you to focus on food stamps. The Democrats just want you to focus on food stamps, right? Right? Let's keep going, man. At the end of Biden's term, listen to this. At the end of Biden's term in January 2025, the U.S. economy showed the GDP up 11% over real terms, 16 million jobs added, unemployment 4%, 500 plus 58%, inflation cumulative plus 21%, peaked at 9%, but cooled to 3%. Strong growth, but mixed public sentiment on call sources. BLS fact check. Just giving you some facts right now. Just giving you some facts right now. And gas, $2.35. What did you pay last year at this time? Huh?
Affordable again. But the world.
Huh? What did you pay at this time? Let me play some more clips from the speech. Let me play some more clips from the speech, man. Donald Trump did such a good job.
And we had a meeting. Announced a permanent pause on.
Let's listen to Donald Trump last night in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump last night in Pennsylvania at the casino talking about immigration and inflation hoax. Let's go.
Third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. I didn't say shithole, you did. Remember I said that to the senators, they came in, the Democrats. They wanted to be bipartisan. So they came in and they said, this is totally off the record. Nothing mentioned here. We want to be honest because our country was going to hell. And we had a meeting. And I said, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships.
That's it. Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. Double tap hit the like button, man. Double tap Pirates of the Caribbean, man. All we do is win Wednesday, man. Donald Trump gave a speech. Trump's affordability speech is now him talking about how children only need 1 or 2 pencils.
Got national.
Let's listen to Donald Trump last night at the casino. Democratic inflation hoax. Democratic inflation hoax. Donald Trump last night at the casino.
Got national security. We need, the one thing you need steel. You know, you can give up certain products. You can give up pencils. Because under the China policy, you know, every child can get 37 pencils. They only need 1 or 2, you know, they don't need that many. But you always need steel. You don't need $37 for your daughter. 2 or 3 is nice, but you don't need $37. Got national security. We need, the one thing you need steel. You know, you can give up certain products. You can give up pencils. Because under the China policy, you know, every child can get 37 pencils. They only need 1 or 2, you know, they don't need that many. But you always need steel. You don't need $37 for your daughter. 2 or 3 is nice, but you don't need $37. Got national security. We need, the one thing you need steel.
That's right, baby. The one thing you need still, and that's me. Double tap at the like button. Somebody give me a super chat. Double tap at the like button, hit the super chat, man. I don't understand what's going on with you baby boomers. I've been representing for you baby boomers, man. I've been educating you, giving you all the facts you need, man. December 19th for the farm subsidy, man. Double tap at the like button. I'm going to ask a favor to everybody watching right now. If you're enjoying this, go ahead and double tap and hit the like button, man. If you're enjoying the channel, man, double tap, hit the like button, man. I want you to double tap, hit the like button. Those of you who are members, those of you who are subscribers, somebody hit the super chat right now. We got a goal of $300, man. We can reach our goal with one person. One person go ahead and do the super chat for $300, man. Let us get to our goal, man. It's a goal of $300 every day. The $300 goal is based on 30 super chats. If everybody donate $10, $20, then we get our goal real quick and easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of money per person, but that's what it's about, man. Hit the super chat, man. Hit the subscribe, hit the double tap, man. You're watching the #1 podcast. Trump said, why is it that we only take people from shithole countries? What is better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? What's better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Put it in the chat right now. I need to know from everybody in the chat right now. What's better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Come on now. Put a 1 in the chat for Sleepy Joe. Put a 2 in the chat for Crooked. I was about to say Creepy Joe. Put a 1 in the chat for Sleepy Joe. Put a 2 in the chat for Creepy Joe, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Every donation, man, let's read. I'm going to read the top 5 super chats, right? Every donation over $20 gets a let's go air horn. Anybody sending crying emojis or soy jack me and gets roasted on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Look at this man, 79 years old, 2 bullets, tried to cancel him, and he's got better rhythm than TikTok. Meanwhile, Rachel Maddow looking like she just found out her wife voted for Trump. Chat, drop an egg prize right now. Highest one gets a free t-shirt. This ain't the bird flu. This a Democratic flu. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Trump doing this one too, man. Y'all, did y'all see Trump dancing on the way out? Hey, look at Mrs. Perfect Timing, man. $2 holler, Sleepy Joe, man. Hit the one time, man. Let's go, man. Somebody hit the super chat. Not you, Mrs. Perfect Timing. Somebody hit the super chat, man. Somebody who ain't donated, man. Donate to the channel, man. We having a good time, man. Hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. We should have had 100 likes 5 minutes ago. Double tap hit the like button. You're watching Perfect Timing Podcast. Subscribe, join, and donate by super chat.
Which is better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Historically, when I've done polls, you know, from people, I do my own polls. I go to a big arena, we have 20,000 people. I say, which you like, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? And I learned, I save millions of dollars. I don't have to do any polling, okay? Typically, Crooked Joe wins. I'm surprised. Because to me, he's a sleepy son of a bitch, you know? Who just...
Let's go, MAGA. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go. Oh, man. Come, we got to hear that again, man. Sleepy Joe. I need to know in the chat, man. Come on, man. Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe, Creepy Joe. Come on, let's get the vote going, man. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the super chat, man. Like, share, subscribe. Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe. Put it in the chat right now.
Which is better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? Historically, when I've done polls, from people, I do my own polls. I go to a big arena, we have 20,000 people. I say, which you like, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? And I learned, I save millions of dollars. I don't have to do any polling, okay? Typically, Crooked Joe wins. I'm surprised. Because to me, he's a sleepy son of a bitch, who destroyed our country. If we didn't come along, and it's not me, it's all of us. If we didn't come along, this country was destroyed, I'll tell you. It would have been destroyed. Which is better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe?
Come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's the greatest president in the world, man. I love this guy, man. Come on, man. Put I love you, Trump, in the chat, man. I love it, man. I mean, for real, man. If Trump didn't come along, it would have been done. It would have been done, man. It would have been done, man. I agree.
But you don't need 37.
I agree, man. If Trump didn't come along, man. Under Biden, wages plummeted by $3,000 a year. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen their wages increase by more than $1,300. For construction worker, it's up $1,800. I've been saying this the whole time. For miners, their wages went up $3,300. I've been saying that we've been seeing gains in these sectors, right? And these are directly affecting the white men in middle America who got blown out the water by NAFTA and
feet under the ground and
democratic trade policies. Let's listen to Trump tell us about it right now, baby. Let's listen to Trump last night at the My Air Casino. But
under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000 a year. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has already seen their wages increase by more than $1,300, and that's in just a few months. And for construction workers, it's $1,800 up versus $3,500 down, and I think their number is wrong. It's much lower than that. For miners, do we love miners? I love miners. I don't know how they do it, going 10,000 feet under the ground, and they wouldn't trade jobs with me. If I gave them a beautiful, magnificent penthouse in the middle of Manhattan, where I used to live, if I gave them the most beautiful penthouse, they wouldn't take it. They'd rather go 10,000 feet underground and dig. That's what they want. For miners, their wages went up $3,300, but under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000 a year. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has already seen their wages increase by more than $1,300, and that's in just a few months. And for construction workers, it's $1,800 up versus $3,500 down, and I think their number is wrong. It's much lower than that. For miners, do we love miners? I love miners. I don't know how they do it, going 10,000 feet under the ground, and they wouldn't trade jobs with me. If I gave them a beautiful, magnificent penthouse in the middle of Manhattan, where I used to live, if I gave them the most beautiful penthouse, they wouldn't take it. They'd rather go 10,000 feet underground and dig. That's what they want. For miners, their wages went up $3,300, but
Thank you, Trump. These are the realities of the Trump economy. Wages going up. Did you hear about that? I had to tell you, man. Wages going up, man. I'm doing my thing, man. Now, as Trump left, President Trump breaks out in his signature dance as the crowd, patriots absolutely love it. So right now, I'm showing you Donald Trump at the casino, and you see my thumbnail, right? Donald Trump dancing to Democratic tears. Everybody get your Trump hands. I need everybody get your Trump hands. Today is All We Do Is Win Wednesday. We had another victory. All we do is have victories. I've been having a victory. You having a victory here with me. We've been educating the audience. Trump has been educating the constituents. I've been telling people about all the propaganda. You've been here with me. Double tap, hit the like button. I need somebody hit the super chat. I don't know why y'all being so cheap with your pockets, man. I don't know. I usually go to 3 hours. We might not do the 3 hours if we don't get a super chat. Let's get us a super chat going, man. I know everybody ain't broke that's watching. Let's go, baby. Look at Trump. Get the Trump hands going. Let's go, baby. Hey, let's go, Trump. Yeah, man. Let's go, Trump, baby. Let's go, man. Get your Trump hands going, man. It's fun. Let's go, baby. baby. Let's go, baby. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Come on. We having a good podcast today, man. We having a good podcast today, man. Double tap, hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Trump having fun. We having fun. Come on, man.
From Denmark, do you mind sending us a...
What else we got, man? What else we got? What else we got? Trump, I love Omar.
Please raise your hand. That's for Minnesota.
He gonna get into Omar in Minnesota. Let's get into Omar. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Double tap, hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the super chat, man. Look at what I go through for you, man. Look at what I go through. You see everybody calling me names, man. What a super chat at, man. Double tap, hit the like button. Join the channel, man. Join the channel right now. It's Christmas. Join the channel. Hit the super chat. Donate to the channel. What is wrong with y'all? Is everybody broke watching me? Is everybody a kid? Ain't nobody got no debit card? What is going on, man? Is that what it is? I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna stop the show right now. I know I got a $2 super chat from somebody right now. Let's give it a deadline like Trump. I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. And if I don't get a super chat, we're gonna shut it down. I'll see y'all next week or something like that. I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. If I'm gonna keep getting abused, if I'm gonna put up with the abuse, I need to get support, right? I need to get support. I need my likes. I need my donations. I need y'all to participate in the channel. I'm doing a great job. Thank y'all for watching, liking, subscribing. Man, but this is the job, man. I need a super chat in the next few minutes, man. I'm not playing this next video. We're not doing nothing else, man, until we get a donation, man. I need a super chat or we ending the live stream in the next 2 minutes, man. What is it? We got like a couple more minutes, man. Enjoy yourself, man. The chat is go crazy right now. It's the last 2 minutes unless we get a super chat. So go crazy. Say what you want to say. If you want to troll, this is the time to troll. Go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why YouTube sending me all these ignorant people, but I'm not going to cut off the chat. Do whatever you want to do, man, right now, man, because this is the last couple minutes. And if I don't get a super chat, we're going to end the podcast, man. I'll see y'all in a couple days, man. I'll let y'all live with my shorts, man. I need to know right now if you enjoy the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast, hit the super chat. That's what I need to know right now. If you enjoy the podcast, you want to see more, you're going to have to hit the super chat, donate to the podcast, man. If you enjoy the podcast, well, we got 1 more minute, man. We got 1 more minute, man. We got 1 more minute. Y'all say 4 minutes. I'll say 1 minute because it don't matter, man. 1 minute, 4 minutes. You got 1 more minute, man. 1 more minute. We're going to shut it down, man. I'm going to say thank you to everybody that came in and watched. Yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good day, man. Y'all have a good day. That's it. That's it.